I saw what happened, and I won't let it slide. It's not the first time Justin will do such a cheap tricks of poking eyes like those. His fight against Paddy will be his last name. UFC is only for the real fighters, not the cheater.
The clash between Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje unfolded like a warning siren, delivering chaos exactly where everyone expected it, yet never quite where they thought it would land. From the opening seconds, the tempo screamed danger, both men forcing exchanges that felt unsustainable, daring the other to blink first. As the rounds stacked up, something subtle shifted. Paddy's forward pressure and refusal to fade quietly started rewriting the story mid-fight. When the decision finally dropped, it didn't close the conversation. It detonated it, splitting fans into rival camps arguing control versus momentum, moments versus damage. Love it or hate it, the bout refused clarity, and that uncertainty is why it instantly became one of the most dissected, replayed, and argued fights on the UFC calendar.
That Scouser does not get knocked out. Hold on. My God.
Once the dust settled on the long-awaited collision between Paddy Pimblett and Justin Gaethje, the real fight quietly began outside the cage as the post-fight conversation snapped into focus around one unsettling question. Did the result confirm what we thought we knew, or expose how wrong everyone was? Before the door even shut, predictions were already split: Paddy's chaotic creativity versus Justin's measured violence, style against structure, instinct against discipline. That tension didn't fade with the final horn, it multiplied. The contrast sharpened every replay, every scorecard debate, making the aftermath feel louder, sharper, and strangely unfinished, as if the fight itself was still arguing its case long after it ended. Almost instantly after the final exchange, controversy ignited and spread like wildfire across the internet. Fans and analysts zeroed in on specific flashes of chaos, moments where Justin Gaethje was accused of eye pokes and even a sneaky knee to the groin during critical exchanges that felt decisive in real time. Clips began circulating within minutes, slowed down frame by frame, paused, zoomed, replayed, each angle fueling a new argument that these split seconds may have quietly altered the fight's direction. No point deduction came, no official warning stopped the action, but the silence from the referee only poured gasoline on the debate. What started as reaction quickly turned into accusation, raising uncomfortable questions about officiating, selective enforcement, and how often fouls slip through unnoticed when the stakes are highest and the pace is unforgiving.
That fucker's right. Scousers do not get knocked out. That Scouser does not get knocked out.
I'm a Scouser. We don't get knocked out. We don't get knocked out. I take that all day.
Hold on. My God. What a fucking gangster.
Almost instantly after the final exchange, controversy ignited and spread like wildfire across the internet. Fans and analysts zeroed in on specific flashes of chaos, moments where Justin Gaethje was accused of eye pokes and even a sneaky knee to the groin during critical exchanges that felt decisive in real time. Clips began circulating within minutes, slowed down frame by frame, paused, zoomed, replayed, each angle fueling a new argument that these split seconds may have quietly altered the fight's direction. No point deduction came, no official warning stopped the action, but the silence from the referee only poured gasoline on the debate. What started as reaction quickly turned into accusation, raising uncomfortable questions about officiating, selective enforcement, and how often fouls slip through unnoticed when the stakes are highest and the pace is unforgiving.
Obviously delivered in the main event, capped off with a war. Just give us your thoughts on Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett delivering a 5-round battle.
Yeah, I mean, what a couple. So Paddy Pimblett at the weigh-in yesterday says, I'm going to knock this motherfucker out tomorrow. And I was like, that's interesting. And he never abandoned that game plan. Even when, he got dropped a couple times, I kept waiting for him. I'm like, he's eventually going to have to shoot and try to submit him. Now, I didn't know Paddy Pimblett had a chin like that till tonight. And, yeah, absolute dogfight in a war, and much respect to both guys.
We haven't seen Justin yet, so we don't know what his status is physically. But, I mean, is the interim, does the unification fight have to be next, or is there a case if he's hurt and needs to be out for a while?
Apparently he's 100%. So we sent Paddy Pimblett straight to the hospital, and then we're going to send Gaethje too. And Gaethje's like, believe me, I've been in plenty of wars. I'm good. So
Tim Welch's breakdown ended up feeling eerily prophetic, because he warned that Justin Gaethje never needs volume to flip a fight, only a handful of ruthless moments that land at exactly the wrong time for his opponent. His calf kicks were not there for highlight reels, and his counters were not thrown for noise, they were calculated traps designed to force hesitation, panic, and mistakes. Every time Paddy surged forward swinging with confidence, that thin line between bold aggression and self-destruction flashed into view, and with each exchange the danger quietly compounded, waiting for the moment it could cash in.
He's taken on the highlight Justin Gaethje. Gaethje. 26 wins, 5 losses, 20 KOs. The dude fucking KOs people. Early on, he'd calf kick the fuck out of people. He'd calf kick people where they couldn't take it anymore. He had many TKOs from calf kicks alone. The guy is just a dense fucking ball of muscle, built for fighting, 37 years old now. He's crumpled people with his left hook. He's crumpled people with his right hand. Paddy Pimblett is going to have to be very careful throwing his flurries on Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje will sit down and rip a left hook, or sit down, drop his head, and launch a right hand. That's Justin Gaethje's ways to win. He could KO Paddy.
When the talk drifted toward legacy, the mood quietly changed, because the names etched into Justin Gaethje's record don't just decorate or resume, they carry weight that bends the conversation. Dustin Poirier, Eddie Alvarez, Charles Oliveira, Max Holloway, Khabib Nurmagomedov, these aren't casual checkpoints, they're chapters from different eras of violence and evolution in the sport. Simply surviving that stretch earns respect before a punch is thrown. It frames Justin not as a mystery, but as a known constant, a man forged by damage and consequence. Paddy Pimblett, by contrast, enters as disruption itself, volatile, unpredictable, powered by youth and belief rather than history. That contrast fed the pre-fight tension, because the math felt cruelly simple. Justin might only need one clean moment to end everything. Paddy, meanwhile, carried the possibility of chaos, a scramble, a sudden reversal that flips the entire narrative in seconds. And somewhere between those two truths, the real danger lived.
He earned it. Justin Gaethje's fought all these fucking monsters his whole goddamn career. Edson Barbosa, Donald Cerrone, Eddie Alvarez, Dustin Poirier, Khabib, Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira, Fiziev twice, Dustin Poirier again, Max Holloway. Like, holy shit. He's fought the elite. So I'd love to see Justin Gaethje get it done. If I had to put, fuck, this is hard. If someone gave me $10,000 to bet with, and they said, hey, put it on who you think's gonna win. God. I'm gonna say 60-40. 60-40. 40% chance that Justin Gaethje knocks Paddy Pimblett out. Hits him on his chin. When Paddy Pimblett's flooring, hits him right on his fucking, hits him right on the scouser chin. Bunk. Gets dropped. 40% chance, I think. 60% chance this fight, Justin's not able to find him. It's a little bit, it's like a spastic, weird style. He's not able to find his chin. If Paddy Pimblett puts him on his back, it's going to be a long night for Justin Gaethje.
Teddy Atlas read this matchup like a warning label, framing it as a battle between control and chaos, where Justin's survival depends on angles, restraint, and patience, not ego-driven exchanges with Paddy in the fire. He didn't ignore the danger though. Atlas openly clocked Paddy's evolution over the last 2 years, stronger, calmer, visibly more assured, yet still flirting with disaster every time he chooses to trade. What tipped Teddy slightly wasn't hype, it was momentum. Youth bends fights late. Adaptability sneaks in when fatigue erases old plans. Atlas sensed Paddy could adjust on the fly when things break down, even as every exchange with Justin carries a price that can end the night instantly.
I would go with the over on this because I think the over-under is like
2.5 rounds.
How many?
2.5 rounds over minus 115.
All right, listen. Again, we have a pretty good record here, but, you know, I mess up once in a while. Yeah, no, that's why it's gambling. But I like the over. I like the over. I mean, if Gaethje fights the perfect fight, you never know. You never know. But I know who the judges are probably favoring. Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry. There shouldn't be anything about that. It should just be about what goes on in the cage or in the ring. But I can't help myself but think about things that I see. So maybe, you know, Gaethje would really have to do a job, I think, to get it, which he could. But I think I'd probably favor Pimblett a little bit. But at the end of the day, if I had to put my bucks down.
The betting talk added a dangerous new wrinkle. the kind that makes every confident prediction feel like a bluff waiting to be exposed. On paper, both men's durability whispered 5 rounds, patience, survival. Then Justin Gaethje's history cut through the logic like a blade. A career built on sudden endings makes distance feel like an illusion. Max Holloway boiled it down to something far less clean than technique, pain. Skill matters, he argued, right up until damage starts collecting interest. After that, plans rot. If Paddy can absorb Justin's power without cracking, everything tilts. One wobble. One messy scramble. One moment where control evaporates. Momentum doesn't knock, it kicks the door in, and once it flips, it rarely flips back.
But Paddy, if he can eat it, I can see Paddy catching Gaethje and maybe almost like a Oliveira fight, you know. Catch Gaethje, hurt Gaethje wobble, and then, you know, get to Gaethje's back or something, maybe subtle. You know what I mean? Like, Paddy is very well-rounded. You know, he out-wrestled wrestlers, he out-grappled grapplers. He stands with you. You know, he doesn't care. He throws. You know, everybody be like, his chin is in the air. He takes shots. Yeah, he takes shots and he still walk forward. How long will that last? We don't know. And that's the question I have to this fight. Or what his reaction is going to be when Justin Gaethje catches him. Because Justin Gaethje punched like a truck. He kicks like a...
Now the real question hangs in the air, and it refuses to settle. What happens next, and who actually pays the price for it? For Paddy Pimblett, this fight didn't just end with a result, it lit another fuse. The chaos, the noise, the arguments only accelerate his rise and keep his name circling feeds, podcasts, and matchmakers' notebooks. Momentum loves controversy. For Justin Gaethje, the story bends darker. The accusations cast a shadow that lingers even among fans who usually celebrate his violence and grit. Fair or not, doubt sticks. Whether the UFC chooses to investigate, quietly shrug, or simply march forward, one thing is unavoidable. This fight isn't fading. The debates may outlive the footage, the arguments may grow louder with time, and the unanswered moments might matter more than the final horn ever did.
I'm not surprised if any of these guys win, because I can see 2 clear paths to these guys winning. I can see Gaethje catching Paddy, you know, putting him down, finishing him. Then I can see Pimblett catching Paddy, Pimblett catching Gaethje. Maybe knock him out or hurt him enough to where he can get a submission. You know, I think so. Paramount, the UFC did a really great really great job of putting this first Paramount card together. From the main card, the first main card fight, to the main event is sick. It's gonna be action-packed, and you fans are gonna love it. You know, the new fans are gonna love it. I mean, Gaethje, it's just violence. Paddy Pimblett doesn't run away from violence. It's going to be a fun fight. Like I said, I don't know who to choose. I'm not choosing no one. I see both guys. I think this is a coin flip. I think whoever can endure the more damage is going to win this one.
Demetrius Johnson cut through the noise and speculation and went straight to the uncomfortable core of the fight. Execution under pressure, not reputation. He framed Paddy's path as narrow but dangerous, insisting he must stay dynamic, force chaos on his own terms, hunt scrambles, and treat every transition like a trap waiting to snap shut. Johnson pointed to moments people overlook, subtle defensive reactions from Justin during transitions, tiny hesitations that don't matter until suddenly they do. Those brief openings, he argued, are exactly where elite grapplers make careers. Then he flipped the narrative entirely, challenging the idea that experience alone decides outcomes. Once positions are locked and leverage replaces momentum, pedigree stops protecting anyone. Technique, timing, and composure take over. Johnson stressed that Paddy's ground control has quietly shown real substance again and again, regardless of who stood across from him, suggesting that if this fight ever slowed into grappling exchanges, the story could shift fast, and not everyone watching would see it coming until it was already too late.
When you look at Paddy Pimblett, keys for Paddy Pimblett has got to be dynamic. We're starting to see Paddy Pimblett become more comfortable inside the octagon. So the key for number 1 for Paddy Pimblett is be dynamic, meaning that if Justin Gaethje puts you against the cage, don't be scared to do a flying triangle. If Justin Gaethje tries to go for a dump, go for a Kimura, because 9 out of 10 times when he does that, he's able to turn it into something that favors him in the fight. Key for number 2, grapple. You know, when you look at Justin Gaethje's past fight, when people grapple him that have a good grappling ability, he seems to have hard times with grapplers, where people, you know, when people drop him, Charles Oliveira dropped him, he crossed the volley, jumped on him, got his back, submitted him with a rear naked choke. You look when he fought Habib took him down, passed his guard, mounted him, got a triangle from top and rolled to his back. Now I feel like Paddy Pimblett has that grappling ability that can oppose some problems to Justin Gaethje.
That wraps up today's breakdown, but this fight isn't going away from conversation anytime soon. The controversy, the split opinions, the what-ifs, it's all still simmering in the fan base. I want to hear your take. Did the result feel fair, or did the drama leave more questions than answers? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If you found this breakdown insightful, hit like, subscribe, and share so others can weigh in too. The next round of fights is coming, and I'll be here breaking it all down with you.